As we discussed in the previous video, the next step for us to run Java programs in the Raspberry Pi is to download and use the Pi4J library, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So let's see, what is Pi4J? And I just got these words from the website, so I'm kind of quoting what is there. Pi4J project is intended to provide a friendly object-oriented AIP and implementing libraries for Java programs to access the full I/O capabilities of the Raspberry Pi platform. So that's basically what we really want, right? We want to get the I/O capabilities of the Raspberry Pi using Java as a program, not Arduino or Python or whatever. We are using Arduino is the C++, right? So Pi4J abstracts the low-level native integration interrupt monitoring to enable Java programmers to focus on the implementing their application business logic. And what happens here is basically in between the lines is everything is going to be done in C++, right? So the Pi4J is a C++ library. Sorry, I'm not completely sure here. It might not be right. Getting it back. The wiring Pi that we saw in the previous video is low level, it's a C++. For this one, I truly believe that probably is Java, and the Java is communicating with the C++ that we install in the wiring PI from the previous video. Okay, if you want to know more about it, you can go to its webpage, official webpage, spy4j.com, and be my guest there. Again, what happened is you have your application here, and then we are using the Pi4j library to go to the native libraries, that is the wiring APA, probably that I mentioned to you. There is some hardware interface, and then you're going to play with this GPIO pins that you have here for PWM, for I2C, the SPI, serial, or just a regular digital input and output. You can do whatever. All these figures, again, you can find this like by hundreds of thousands in the internet, so I'm not going to spend much time here. But again, you can use any of those pins that are the same pins as these ones here. You can use to connect LEDs, buttons, and things like that. There is nothing much there. Downloading Pi4J, I had a hard time, and again, this is one of the reasons that I decided to do this small video series, is because I truly believe that more people like me are suffering, and I almost gave up and working with this Pi4J because it wasn't working. And I don't know if it's because I have Raspberry Pi 3B, that is an old Raspberry Pi. I'm not completely sure that this is the cause, but I go to like some pages in the internet and people say, oh, just run the examples that are provided in the Pi4J library and you're going to run in a matter of seconds. No, it doesn't work. And then I tried to figure out what was wrong and I couldn't. So after like, I don't know, a couple of days trying, getting very frustrated, I decided to go from the version 2.x that I think is 2.4 at 40, the latest one. I said, you know what, let me try to go to the version 1.x, and in my case 1.4 version, since the 1.4 was created when Raspberry Pi 3B was more common in the market there. So I did that and suddenly everything works fine. So again, this is my 2 cents to you. If you are using an old model, I suggest you to go to version 1.x, or in my case 1.4, that is the latest one for version 1 series. And eventually I'm going to try to go again for version 2, but not now. No, now I just want to see a LED blinking or something without spending like a week or 2 weeks just trying to figure out what needs to be changed in that thing. I think there is a bug there in the program, or maybe it's my problem. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, please drop a message, and we go from there. Okay, so I'm going to use version 1.4. And what you do is just go to PyCon /about/download, and you're going to see multiple versions. And I'm using this version here. So it's just a zip file. So when you download, you're going to download the zip file and unzip it. You can unzip it whatever you want. Doesn't really matter where you unzip it. And what you're going to get is something like that. So here you have the bin, examples, and lib, and some license and README files. And what I like it, really, I really like it. I appreciate that they took the time to create examples. So you can go there and try to run those examples. We are going to be based on an example that I'm going to give here is similar to this one, but even the simplest example requires a LED and a button. And I decided, you know what, just for testing, I want to get rid of the button. I just wanted the LED, see if I can turn it on and off programmatically using Java. So I updated the example for myself, and I will show you the source code later. But that's what I did. So don't forget, just download it. And if you have a Raspberry Pi 3B or so, again, you can try 2 point something. And if it works, just let me know. But for me, it didn't work. So I went to 1.4 and it worked right away. So go ahead, do that. And then what you're going to have is something like that. So I create a simple application, the simplest application I could. So it's like there is 1, 2, 3 lines of really code here. All right, this one here where you get an instance of the GPIO factory, you get an instance of the controller, then you get the digital pin digital output you get here, and then you ask to blink. So there are 3 commands, very simple, very straightforward. So that's what I was doing. So I create a Java Ant application in NetBeans, and you can pause this video and just put these 3 lines. Basically, it's just 3 lines. You can copy those lines, and then you need to import these libraries here, the jar files. However, these jar files, you need to do that manually in your project. So what you need to do is you right-click in your project in NetBeans, right? You right-click in the project name, and then you go to properties, project properties, and then you go to libraries. And then in libraries, what you're going to do, you want to add this library here, that is the Py4j, in my case 1.4 that we discussed. That's what I want to put. I want to put this jar file. There is a bunch of files there, jar files, but you really just need one, that is this one here. And how you get this one here, right there, you click on the plus, and then you say add jar folder, and then you're going to browse to the right directory that you have. In my case was this one, downloads, Raspberry Pi, and so on. So I browse it to the right location that I unzipped the zip file that I downloaded before, and I got that. And basically that's it. As soon as you do that and you run, so when you run, you just need to be careful. We discussed this plenty in previous videos. First of all, you need to change the default configuration because you do not want to run in your computer. You want to run in the Raspberry Pi, that is a remote platform, right? So you need to do that remote platform, and we discussed how to do this in previous video. So if you don't remember, just go there. So we are going to run in the Raspberry Pi configuration platform. What else? Then as soon as you hit the button run here, you're going to get all this additional information. You see, like I'm connecting to the Raspberry Pi. So this is the Raspberry Pi IP address. And then this is the command that is going to make it, and then connecting, and then it's going to execute. So basically what you're going to see as I got here, and I'm not going to show you, but the LED start blinking. And I think I have, where is it? I thought that I have here somewhere. Oh yeah, if you go to my previous video, the LED is basically the same one that I put it here. So I'm using the port 3 here for the pin 3 for the ground, and the pin 6 here, in this case, that is pin 1, to tell the truth, is the pin 1, GPIO 1, is the 6 pin here on in your right, and I connect to the LED. Don't forget the resistance, the resistor, and that's it. So if you do that, let me go back here. So if you run that, you're going to see it blinking. I don't have a additional camera here to show you blinking, but it's blinking for me. So I'm satisfied with the results. And basically, that's what I was trying to do in this series. There are more things that I want to do in this series, but not now. This is just a strong effort that I put it for an interval of like, I don't know, 5 days or so. I'm stubborn sometimes, as my wife says. So sometimes I want to do something and I don't get it. I keep trying until I finally solve the problem in one way or the other. But again, that's I believe that some other people might benefit from these videos. Again, don't be shy to make any question or suggestion for improving or any other thing that you want to put it there. Not only me will benefit from that, but also the other people that might look at these videos. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.